This is a Cincy fan talking with LP. You can catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. You say it like it sounds, just leave off the G. If you have ideas for the show, you can reach me at Cincy_fan talk at yahoo.com. If you have any suggestions for the show, make sure you leave them there. Who knows, you might find yourself as part of the show. Any feedback would be definitely appreciated. And also, make sure you hit the Linktree page that's on my Twitter. Make sure you click on that. You can find all the different ways to contact me there. Enjoy the show. What's up? What's going down, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of A Cincy Fan Talking with LP. And of course, this is yours truly, LP. Appreciate y'all stopping by the podcast on whatever day it happens to be when you checking me out. Morning, afternoon, evening, weekend, weekday, whatever it is. Always appreciate you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, all that stuff so you can fall in when I drop the podcast. You know how it go down. We jumping into some sports stuff today. Since I've been, out for so long, there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to talk about. I'm not going back. I'm gonna kind of go forward and just discuss the stuff that's kind of about to go down, So we talking NCAA tournament expansion that might happen. Is it too much expansion? Are we getting too many games? As a avid sports fan, it's kind of odd for me to say that, but I'm going to talk about why that might be the case. I'm going to talk about some stuff that I just don't get. You can like what you like. I'm never tripping off of that, but it's just some stuff that I hear people, they like a lot, and I'm like, but why? Explain it to me. That's what I kind of want to know in this one part. Explain why you like this. And we're going to jump into some Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. If you listen to the pods, I'm like a diehard rap fanatic ever since I was a youngin'. So we're going to talk about not who's winning between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I mean, you kind of know already, but how it's happening. How is Kendrick getting this ridiculous dub off of Drake? And we're going to talk about a show recommendation. I don't have a show to not watch this week. I've been steering clear of bad TV this week. That'll change. You know how I do. So, I'm reading ESPN, checking out the website. Since I get the ESPN Plus, it comes with your Verizon subscription. You get the ESPN Plus with the Disney Plus. I'm like, ooh, I can read this stuff. And I don't have to. Let's not say I don't have to pay for it. I've already paid for it. I've prepaid for it. So I might as well get my money's worth. You heard me? So I'm reading the ESPN Plus article, and they're talking about the NCAA tournament, men's and women's, may be expanded from 68 teams to 76 teams, like an extra 8 teams. Yikes. Now, before you go like, come on, LP, that's more hoop for all of us. And I agree. More hoop is more hoop. But this just don't rub me the right way. For the same reason that the football tournament expansion doesn't rub me the right way. For the same reason that they're talking about 18 NFL regular season games now. I'm like, more football is cool. I'm not tripping, but too much of anything is probably not a good thing. It's really not. I'll put it to you like this. I can see why we're expanding. I get it. I did the math, whole math teacher over here. So if it's a chance to do some math, I'm going to do it. Right now, the way the tournament is set up, the basketball tournament for men's and women's, there's 351 Division I teams in college. 19% of them make the tournament right now. That's low. I mean, but it makes sense though. Like 20% of the teams make the tournament. That's It's not terrible. Like it's not good, but do you really want it to be high? Because the higher that number is, the more likely it is you got trash teams playing. That's just how it is. Now, in college football, there's 134 teams. 9% of these teams make the playoffs now. Now that's low, but it's higher than it was before because last year only 3% of the teams could make it because only 4 teams could qualify. So that's 4 teams out of 134 that make the playoffs. And everybody's like, well, you get to make a bowl game. You get to end season with a win. Come on, man. Nobody cares about Graco, baby clothes, Siamese Twins Bowl. Like, who cares? I don't care about the Alpo dog food holiday bowl. I just don't. Nobody really does except the fans of the 2 teams that's in that game. And low key, most of them don't care. Unless you put it in like a super warm place. I mean, I'll go to the Hardee's Hawaii Bowl. It's in Hawaii. I'll go to the I don't know, Cisco, Crisco, Frisco Credit Union Bowl in San Diego. It's in San Diego. But do I care about the game? Yeah, not really. In the NFL, 44% of the teams make the playoffs. That's when you start talking about diminishing returns. Like I'm dropping school words. But once you put too much in, what you get back isn't worth it. That's what's happening. It's going to happen in the NFL because at some point, you got 7 teams from each conference, right? At some point, you're going to make it an even 8, right? So that means half of the teams that are playing make the playoffs. It's even worse in the NFL. And my fault. In the NBA, I'm tripping. In the NBA, it's even worse because 20 teams make the playoffs out of 30. Now, I'm no mathematician, but 20 out of 30, that's 66%. If you don't make the playoffs in the NBA, what's wrong with you? Like, for real, it's not good. And I say all of that to say this. At some point, for all of these leagues, the law of diminishing returns is going to come in. You got people watching the NFL like addicts. These crazy people got a game every week except Tuesday this upcoming year. Real talk. Look at the schedule. In the NFL, there is a game every day of the week this upcoming season, except for Tuesday. I'll talk about this in an upcoming episode. At some point, we are going to get tired of football. And they riding this gravy train. They really are. They getting that money. I mean, we talking billions with a B these networks are paying just to get you to watch them 3 to 7 hours a week to watch football. It's good now. At some point, this cannot last forever. You are going to get sick of watching football. Football was not this big when I was growing up. They had competition. A lot of us watched baseball. Basketball wasn't as big, but it was coming up. But football had competition. It feels like football has no competition. That'll change at some point. And the fact of the matter is, you cannot expect to expand the NCAA tournament and make it better. It's not going to happen. And on top of all of that, you're going to end up with the same teams in the tournament every year. People hype it up like, hey, now the little guy has a shot. No, they don't. Do you think the Atlantic Sun second place team is going to get in over the Big 12 10th place team? Nah, it's not happening. So you're going to have more big name teams in. It's going to give us less of a reason to watch. Let's be real. You are watching the NCAA tournament in hopes that the 14th seed beats the 3 seed. We want upsets. The more teams you let into the tournament, the less upsets you'll see. There won't be enough of those teams in the tournament. So, my point is this: too much of anything ends up being a bad thing. Moderation is key. And plus, when you let too many teams in, it makes you feel like what you're doing isn't worth it. Does anybody want something that everybody else has? Or does everybody else has a shot at? Not for real. So I would say proceed with caution, NBA. NBA, y'all done for already. Like, y'all toast as far as this conversation goes. Let's leave y'all out. We got 66% of y'all making the playoffs. That's wild. That's crazy. So, college football, college basketball, football, baseball for real too, because they're starting to let more and more people in. You have to be very careful of how you're making the playoffs look. And to put a point on it, are these upsets going to really let us know who the best team is? It's already a crapshoot as it is in all of these leagues. There's no way like the 9th place team should have a sniff at being champion. Like, let's be real. I low key like how they do it in soccer overseas, where they're like, look, there is no playoffs. Best team in the regular season, they got it. I kind of like that. It's unrealistic over here in the United States. We're not doing that. Like, I want to see playoffs. Like, I'm ingrained to see playoffs. But we can't have everybody making the playoffs. That's just crazy. So, I know we want to see expansion. I know we want to see the NCAA basketball tournament last forever because, hey, 4 weeks of basketball, I'm with it. But if I'm being realistic, we just can't let everybody in. That's kind of crazy. So that's that on that. I was reading the paper, digital, of course, because the only time I read a physical paper is when I'm in a barbershop about to get faded up or whatever. Like, I'll read the paper that's kind of sitting there, but that's the only time I touch a physical paper. Like, when's the last time you actually read a newspaper? Hey, let me know. Hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter. It's Never X. I'm always going to say that. It's Never X. Hit me up on Twitter and let me know. When is the last time you actually read a physical newspaper? Like, I want to know if you remember the year. Like, let me know the year. I'm interested. Because I say I read one maybe every other week for about 5 minutes. The sports section while it's sitting there. That's pretty much it. And I know some people like, man, I ain't touched one in like a decade. And I can tell you now, like my kids, never. Like ever. So I'm checking out the newspaper and I noticed that we have like this sports consortium or whatever that just started up here in Cincinnati, and they're trying to get events to come to Cincinnati. Now, I love my city. Like, I'm a Cincy fan talking. I love my city. I'm 513 to the core, like forever. When I go other places, I'm wearing Cincinnati shirts, and I do it on purpose to let people know this is where I'm from. Love my city. However, we got a real problem with getting big sporting events here because of our facilities. Now, Paycor Stadium is solid, great. Great American Ballpark, great place. But when we're talking about arenas, most of the time we're having stuff across the river over at NKU's, over at their arena. Because we have Riverfront Coliseum, a.k.a. The Crown, a.k.a. U.S. Bank Arena, a.k.a. Heritage Bank Center. It changes like every 2-3 months. Like, I don't know the name of it now, but it looks exactly the same as it did when I was a kid. It looks exactly the same. We went down there to see the New Edition concert a while back, and I'm like, the inside looks exactly like it did in 2000. I remember the women's Final Four was in Cincinnati in like 97, 98, something like that. And it was kind of a big deal here. The arena looks exactly like that. I remember when the Frozen Four was in Cincinnati. Like, it was one of the first hockey games I ever saw. And we're watching the final game. It was Michigan against Colorado College. It went to overtime. It was a thriller. It looked the same as that. And that was like 96, 95. That's crazy. They're talking about rebuilding that. I won't call it a monstrosity. I mean, it just looks so outdated. They're talking about trying to get the NFL draft not in there, but like, around Cincinnati. And I'm like, why? And when I say why, I'm not knocking the NFL. I just don't understand what's the point in standing around with a legion of people to hear names get called. I don't get it. I do not understand the appeal of seeing a draft live. If you've ever been to an NFL draft live, I would like to know, what's the appeal? What do they do down there? Are there other events like the Super Bowl? Are there parties down there? Is there like a radio row or something like that, or a podcast row? Like, what is the appeal of going to any draft? NBA, MLB. Like, the only draft I go to live is a fantasy draft. Like I'm not gonna hold you up. I'll attend the fantasy draft because it affects me personally. I am picking my team. This is the team I'm rolling with. I'm trading people off this team. I'm looking to pick up people off a waiver wire, all that stuff. But that's the only way I can see somebody going to a draft. Like, if I'm the general manager of a team, I'm there live trying to get my team together. But if I just got season tickets, why am I here? I can watch this on ESPN, ABC, NFL Network, Amazon Prime, the Discovery Channel. Like, it's everywhere. You can find an NFL draft, and you can just sit down, watch it, get you an adult beverage, do what you do. Kick your feet up. I just don't understand the appeal. And again, I'm not knocking people that go to it. I mean, it's your money, it's your time. You could just spend your money and your time as you see fit. I just want to understand the appeal, because OLP just doesn't get it. Plus, do you even know who you're cheering for after you get past the third round? We don't know these people. I like how everybody's like, yeah, let's go when that person gets picked. And I'm like, he went to Hofstra, cuz. He went to Coastal Carolina. I know where Coastal Carolina is because we drive past it every time we go to Myrtle Beach. I know it's in Conway, South Carolina. Pretty cool looking campus. I don't know anybody that goes there. I really don't. So if you tell me somebody graduated from Coastal Carolina, they playing for our team, I'm not about to lie and be like, yeah, he gonna be a great Bengal. I seen him. I don't know, dude. He got picked in the 7th round. Why would I still be here when it's the 7th? I don't get it. So just let me, I'll post a poll question or something so I can see the appeal. Always keep it positive in there, fam, because I'm always keeping it. I'm always keeping it positive. So negativity gets your stuff taken off. Simple as that. We don't have to agree. All right. I'm not one of those people. I'm like, I got my whole echo chamber and I'm like, look, if you don't agree with me, I ain't trying to hear it. That's not me at all. I like the discourse. I like the conversation. Just be positive. That's all I care about. So, and I'm laughing about this because I'm a Drake fan and I'm a Kendrick Lamar like super fan. Like, I like Drake. I think Drake is probably, well, I would say he's one of the 10 best rappers of the 2000s. Easily. If we talking best rapper ever, I'm not ready to give Drake or Kendrick Lamar that title. Like, I've seen too many amazing rappers to give them that right now. However, as great as Drake is, Kendrick Lamar is blowing this man out in this rap battle. And I actually sat down and thought about this. I would say I felt like a nerd, but nah, we talking rap here. And when we talking rap, like, I'll talk about this with people till the cows come home. I don't feel nerdy about it. I'm like, I remember rap beefs from way back. I remember KRS-One and MC Shan having their battle. And I remember hearing The Bridge Is Over and going like, goodness gracious. Like, KRS-One just real life did this man dirty. Like, I remember hearing No Vaseline by Ice Cube. I remember the first time I heard it. And I remember my jaw just hitting the floor. Like, he took that sample and he turned it into that. I'm like, wow. It was one of the most brutal disses I ever heard. And it wasn't brutal because he was like, F you, you know what I'm saying? You all this, you all that. I hate your guts. He was just so slick with the wordplay. He was saying some brutal stuff. He was. But it was just so slick and it was so catchy. I remember the first time I heard Tupac hit him up. First time. And I'm like, it wasn't like it was the most lyrically sound. It wasn't like he was hitting it with all the cliches and all the metaphors and all that. It was just so personal. Who says that about somebody else's wife on wax? Who does this? I'm like, wow. And when I'm hearing all these diss records, like, I remember the battle between Nas and Jay-Z when I was in college, and Jay-Z dropped Super Ugly, and we all in our room, we in our apartment, like, yeah, Jay-Z ended this. Like, this is over. When he did Super Ugly on Nas, I'm like, there's no way he's coming back from this. And next thing you know, Nas drops Ether, and we're like, I can't believe I'm listening to this. Did he really say that? Like, it was utter mayhem. So when I'm sitting here listening to Drake and I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar go back and forth, I'm grading the beef based on all of these legendary beefs. And I gotta tell you, Kendrick Lamar basically took a 90s template to this man. And here's why I say this. He's beating Drake because he's doing three things. And it's what people did in the 90s. Let me set you up on the 90s rap scene. You know how we have TikTok now, we have YouTube, and we have all of these different ways to get our message out. And once you drop something, it's instant, and everybody from everywhere can hear it, no matter where you are. It wasn't like that in the 90s. Rap was really regionalized. And I gotta tell you, when I was growing up, the West Coast had it locked. I mean, you could not go anywhere in the mid 90s without hearing Snoop, without hearing Dre. And then you had all of these other rap folks from all over the West Coast. You had the Far Side, you had Too Short, E40. You had all of these West Coast folks popping up and doing their thing. And what they did And Tupac really rode this wave in his beef. What he did, the first thing he did, and this is what Kendrick did as well, he questioned the authenticity of Biggie. Kendrick questioned the authenticity of Drake. Now, how Kendrick did it, I don't necessarily agree, because your color really doesn't matter. It never really mattered to hip hop heads in rap. Once you go outside and hit the mainstream, color matters a lot more. So that part I don't really agree with. But when Drake says stuff like, you know, you a pop artist and stuff like that, what that does is it goes way back to when hip hop was first starting. And it's like, you got to be authentic. You can't be in this for the money. You can't be in this for all of that. You ain't here to get a message out. And that's how it was when rap first started out. And Kendrick hitting that drum beat and going like that was super smart. And on top of that, he's motivating his side. That's what you did in the 90s, because it's how the South blew up. The South was like, look, we out here. Outkast was like, the South got something to say. So you take whoever you riding with and you let them know it's us against them. Now, this can turn the wrong way. When the East Coast, West Coast beef started, it was this whole thing about, no, it's not a real beef. It's just the media. No, it wasn't. Well, it was. The media took it and ran with it. No lie. However, if you were listening to rap in the 90s, the rappers was taking that and running with it too. It's West Coast over here all day. It's East Coast. Forget the West Coast. It was like that in rap, and you really had to choose a side, it felt like. So Kendrick came through, dropped an authentic West Coast beat. Check it out. As soon as you heard them say mustard on the beat, you already knew what it was. I heard that part, and I just started shaking my head like, it's over. Because it's about to be authentically West Coast as soon as you hear mustard on the beat. Like, that's Bay, right? That's Bay Area stuff. To put him on the beat, you already know it's about to sound Cali. So that's kind of like that call to arms. Like, look, they disrespecting the West Coast. And listen to what I say. Not just me, the West Coast. That's how the East Coast and West Coast beef really started. One person, Puffy, and another person, Suge, had beef. So since I got beef with you, we got beef with you. That's basically what happened. And now an entire coast hate another entire coast because these two people got beef. That's what's happening here. The only difference is Drake ain't from here. So he's not really mobilizing people like that because he got to get Toronto. And that kind of speaks to how Drake does stuff, because I won't say he's a culture vulture. I heard a lot of people saying stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say that Drake has a talent that helps him morph into what's hot. That's not a bad thing, except when you beefing with somebody, because what Kendrick did is he took his positive and turned it into a negative. Like, if you a dude that's a jack of all trades, the second part of that is master of none. That's how I go. That's the saying, jack of all trades, master of none. So it's like, you can do all of this stuff, but what do you really do? And that's how Kendrick is up on Drake, because he's taking those positives and making them turn into negatives. You a pop artist. Where you really from? You're not from here. You still in our culture. You ride with the Atlanta folks all the time. Yeah, everybody do that though. But we not talking about everybody. We talking about Drake. And that's where Kendrick is making his money at. And for that last part, if you listen to any diss record that has stood the test of time, it did two things. It was personal and it was catchy as hell. No Vaseline, that be when you take the dance beat, that's just catchy as hell. Mm, it just make you feel like you want to skate, like, and then you hear Ice Cube going in, but that beat is just so familiar, so it's easy for you to like get with those lyrics. Tupac's chorus, the chorus that hit him up, it's just grab your Glocks when you see Tupac, call the cops when you see Tupac. It's just so damn catchy. Like, you couldn't go anywhere in my school when that came out without hearing everybody singing it. White, black, Japanese, Chinese, teachers, assistant principal. I'm not lying. Like, everybody was singing the chorus because it's so damn catchy. It's personal. Should you really be saying grab your Glocks when you see? Should you really hear your English teacher sing and call the cops when you see Tupac? But that's what was happening. It was that catchy. Should we? I'm laughing because it's. Should we really be just singing certified pedophile at the top of our lungs? Should that really be happening? Let's be for real. No. Like, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. Should you really just be saying that when you out and about at Five Below? That is happening. You are hearing people do this. It's that damn catchy. Like, and the hook is so simple. They not like us. They not like, it's so simple, but it's so catchy. You're gonna get sick of it at some point, and then you're gonna turn around and keep singing it. It's personal, but it's catchy. When you do stuff like that, not only do you have a hit, but you're gonna have a hit that people are gonna talk about 5 years from now. And that's amazing when we talk about this climate we're in now. I mean, people drop songs, people drop stuff, and 2 days from now, people go like, well, you gotta do something else. You need more content. Is that it? Is that all? People ride with this. Like, this up there for Song of the Summer. You'll hear this on ESPN while they talking about sports. You'll hear this beat. This will be like the beat you hear for the weather 3 years from now. You'll hear this like underneath the traffic report. Traffic on 75 is backed up. It's going to be one of those, man. So if I'm Drake, I'm sitting this out. It's kind of like what happened with Cannabis when LL dropped his response to Cannabis second round TKO. I feel like Cannabis had the better bars, and I feel like Cannabis won. However, LL dropped something that was just catchier. What could Cannabis do? I feel like this is it. Drake should just go ahead and sit it out. No need to apologize. No need to come out like a summer jam and come out with Kendrick or something like that. Nah, just take the L. Just hold it. You were a part of history. Drake has some pretty good bars on Push-Ups. He has some pretty good bars on The Hard Part 6. You just ran up into somebody that was better, Drake. And the thing is, when we talking about battle rap, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. Somebody got to take the L. It just so happened it was Drake this time. To me, it doesn't make him less of an artist. He's still one of the best that's done it so far in the 2000s, for real, for me. Kendrick got him. So I'll be interested to see how Not Like Us ranks for people as far as best diss record ever. For me, it's top 5 already. It's up there with The Bridge Is Over. It's up there with Ether. Like, it's up there for the reasons I just said. It'll be interesting to see what people think about it. All right, before we ride out, I got my show recommendation. I had to dig into the crates for this one because it's so hard to find. It's not on any streaming service for what I've seen so far. So I tell you where to find it. I'm surprised at how many people have not seen The Corner. I'm shocked. When I talk about it, people go like, what? What are you talking about? If you've seen it before and you haven't seen it in a while, go back and watch it. Like, it's that good. If you haven't seen it before, I can set the scene for you real quick. Um, it's it takes place in Baltimore, Maryland, and people like to call it the prequel to The Wire. A lot of the people that were in this show were in The Wire, but it's not a prequel. If I had to call it anything, I would call it the older brother or older sister of The Wire, because it is not really, it's kind of like The Wire, but it's not. It's not it has really no feel good elements. There are very few feel good elements to the story. There's just not. What happens is based off the book The Corner by David Simon. So he basically had a hand in this as well. It's based off of his book, and it follows one family for a full year in a pretty tough neighborhood in Baltimore. It follows their ups, it follows their downs. It shows the effects of drugs, not only in their community, but in their family as well. Candy Alexander had one of the best performances I have ever seen in a miniseries. And when I say that, I'm not gassing it up. For real. This miniseries, there's 6 parts. This miniseries won 3 Primetime Emmys in 2000, including Outstanding Miniseries. Like, I'm not gassing this up. It was that good. Sean Nelson, the guy that played Fresh in the movie Fresh, and T.K. Carter and Candy Alexander played the main roles. And a lot of the people that you saw in The Wire are playing roles in this show, but a lot of them are playing drug addicts. The guy that plays Lester Freeman, Clark Peters, he put on an amazing performance playing a drug addict and showing his ups and downs. Like, literally an amazing performance. It's one of those, when you finish watching it, you go like, how did I not hear about this before? The only place I can find this is on YouTube. The quality is very good. like it's really good quality. Now, the subtitles are in some language I have no clue what it is. Those are the subtitles. I couldn't take them off. But it's in English and the quality is really solid. As good as this is, the book is better. So watch this. Thank me when you watch it, and then read the book. I would read the book first. I read the book and I was so blown away, like as a teenager / almost adult reading the book. It's amazing. So let me know what you think when you read it. I'm trying like not to give anything away, but it's really that good. My best description of it is, think The Wire if you're only talking about just one family. It's a very unique perspective, and it's so unique because the book followed these 3 characters for an entire year, and you got to hear their inner monologue and all that stuff. It's outstanding. I definitely recommend it. Because of my rewatch of this, I didn't get to watch any bad movies, which the wife will say is actually a good thing. So I'll probably watch 2 this week, and we'll see what's good with that. So it looks like we are out. Like I said, I'm definitely keeping the schedule, so you can check me out every Tuesday. You'll hear what I said at the end to catch that. Definitely keep the conversation going 100%. And next week we got more stuff. Make sure you checking it out. Make sure you paying attention to it. And as always, y'all, life is good. I know it's tough out there. It's been tough for us. So we still here, y'all. Life is good, Until next week, y'all. Peace out. If you're not ready for the conversation to end, I'm not either. Make sure to catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. Leave off the G at the end of it, and we can keep the conversation going. Also, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you can catch the next episodes. The episodes will drop every Tuesday. If there's a change in that, I'll make sure to let you know. Appreciate the support. As always, life is good.